I sat down and then asked myself, what is this that is making the nation very angry? If you've seen actually, the standard, it is saying that an angry nation, and William Ruto was simply in front of the page of that paper, and it was very clear that the Gen Zs were behind him, who were agitated. Now, let me first tell you a few things here. We've seen abductions trying to occur in Nakuru, and the youths came together and said no. Actually, the public, because it was mixed up of youths and the old generations, they said that you are not going to abduct this young man. They said no. And eventually, the abduction did not occur. We also know very well that in Nakuru recently, there was a person who was killed by the police, I hear so, and the police took the body. Somehow, they were trying to stop the crowd, and the crowd went ahead to burn the park and do many other things. The police were involved in serious running battles with the public. Actually, and when I look to all those people, those were the youths. When you go online, particularly on X, TikTok, people are strongly speaking against President William Ruto. Despite the efforts to make right, left, and center, which of course are not fruitful, people are not seeing anything good from him. Then I ask myself, what probably could be making these people, could be making us as Kenyans very angry against President William Ruto? The first thing that came to my mind is this. The abductions that have been occurring in the country, they are really painting William Ruto as one of the most serious dictators in Kenya we've ever had before. Why am I saying so? Whenever someone speaks against the government, this person is abducted. Instead of facing the legal process and then later get taken to court or maybe charged with certain offense, and then if it's a jail term this person serves, the president and his team now decides that these people will be abducted, kept in a room, maybe probably to intimidate. The most recent one, it's where a lady of 61 years old, upon storming the Afia house, speaking to the people who are there, telling them that Shah is not working on the ground. And then we had the lady, that is the Baraza, the current cabinet secretary for health. He left his offices the following day. He went until Kenyatta. Upon reaching there, he found long queues, patients complaining, patients suffering, people suffering there. It was not a good picture at all. So, which means that whatever the lady spoke in the Afia house, it was very clear and it was the right thing that he said. Probably I felt like the government was to take that initiative. William Ruto's men learned that, okay, if the problem is at Kenyatta National Hospital and it's in Nairobi here, probably the entire nation as we speak, it has a problem. Let's sit down as a team, or maybe the task force you guys, they are used to making, they could have come with a task force now to investigate what probably is happening with Shah. But instead, the government, instead of correcting the problems that are with Shah, they preferred that this lady who was sick, at 61 years old, who is in a hospital in Isli, she needs to be abducted and taken to somewhere that nobody knows. Until the public actually went viral about it, and that's how this lady did not disappear. So I feel like that is one of the things that is creating this anger amongst Kenyans towards President William Ruto. And the thing I want to talk about here is this: the cost of living. Since President William Ruto took power, people don't have money in their pockets. They keep on saying the dollar has gone down against the Kenyan shilling. They also said so many other things about maybe the GDP growing, and maybe also the inflation rate, something of that kind. But the fact remains that the Kenyans, as we speak today, they don't have money in their pockets. And everyone else is complaining except the people in government. People are flying choppers right, left, and center, who are politicians, while the Kenyan people are all crying. When we look at the president renovating State House with public funds, making it look completely different, changing the beautiful look of State House before, then I feel strongly that as we speak today, there are so many reasons that can make the public to be angered with President William Ruto seriously. However, the other reason that I feel strongly that probably the public is so much seriously angered by President William Ruto, it is the finance bill 2023. The 2024 one was removed, and there are speculations that probably they want to return some clauses there. However, we are watching closely as analysts will be able to tell this and that is coming on board. But now let me talk about this finance bill 2023. There are so many clauses in Finance Bill 2023. And actually, I tell myself strongly that if there is a Finance Bill that Kenyans participated most, it is Finance Bill 2023. And if there is a Finance Bill that Kenyans gave their opinions, it is Finance Bill 2023. Where they were taken around, the MPs came, and Finance Bill 2023, 95% of the clauses that were there were rejected by Kenyans. But people later on, the government, including Gachagua himself, they came out and said that it is going to be passed without touching even a comma. And indeed, it was passed. There were clauses that were there really touched Kenyans negatively. Let me ask you this question here, and let's discuss. Probably I'm understanding this wrongly here. A teacher has gone, maybe has been confirmed to get the TSC number and permanent and pensionable employment. And this gentleman, or this woman, decides to go and get a loan, buy a piece of land, come up with a building there. Establish a very nice building, maybe a 2-bedroom. Right here in the villages. Let's not talk about Nairobi. Here in the villages. Then, this teacher, as we speak right now, probably has kids he's taken to school. He has a wife to take care of. And in the African setup, we know that so long as someone is employed, he takes care of other family members. So, in a scenario of that kind, this teacher who took the loan, he has built a house, and then he has people to take care of. Probably is experiencing a lot. There's a lot that is using his money on, spending on maybe problems in the family. Some of them take care of their parents. A parent is sick, is the one taking care of. And some of these Kenyan parents, particularly those at 60 and above, they have chronic diseases which really take a lot of money. So you realize this lady or man already is trained seriously. His salary is actually, they take advance, which is also finished before even before even the end month arrives. So we realize that most of their money, they are paying the loan that they took to build a house and buy a piece of land. Another one maybe going to other expenditures. If your school fees is paying, then now the president takes power, who says that I'm going to leave those who are at the bottom to also come up. Then as we speak there, the same president introduces housing levy in Finance Bill 2023. A housing levy where a teacher is supposed to be deducted a certain amount of money every month, and this money is later on taken to build a house somewhere, a house that does not belong to this teacher. How does that feel to a common mwananchi? A painful decision from the government that is seriously hurting common mwananchi. What prevents this kind of a person from being angry with what the government is doing? That's a very clear reason that can cause anger amongst Kenyans, because it's not 2 teachers are employed, it's 1 million plus. It's not 2 doctors who also experience the same thing that are employed, it's 1 million plus. It's not only, it's almost 1 million. It's not only doctors. All employees in this country who are 3 million almost plus, all those people are angered by this kind of initiative President William Ruto is bringing. Perhaps if these houses could be completed and then cheaper, it could have made sense. But now they're not cheap. Money is taken from Kenyans. This money is used to build houses on government land, and then these houses are still sold to Kenyans. Double impact. I don't know what's your take, but let me see in the comment section from your side what you think is causing anger among us Kenyans. My name is Abel. See you next time for more videos.